Hey, what is up guys, GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Brown Dust 2 video. So let's talk about the current Golden Thread Powder of Hope characters in terms of who you want to recruit. I do not have the face cam turned on right now, but hopefully you guys will be able to still follow through with the particular video. So let's talk about everything right here. So first up, we talk about the Golden Thread first. Now, should you get Desert Flower Sylvia? So this is going to be a very interesting one. In my opinion, this is going to be the least desired costume out of all the Sylvia's costumes, right? So if you guys did not watch my previous video, basically we have the announcement of all the other swimsuit characters. Sylvia is not going to be one of it, in case you guys are wondering, but Sylvia is going to be one of the best or one of the strongest water DPS character. Now, which is going to be the strongest costume out of these three is going to be this particular one. This one is going to be the one that does the most damage, gives the most range. You ideally want to get this particular one. You also want to get this one. This is going to be the support costume that basically you can see right here. It boosts her attack, right? Increase attack by 225% for 6 turns. Now that is a lot, right? She is going to do a little bit of damage here, but you can see the multiplier for this damage is very low. It's about 4 times, 44%. Yeah, it stacks some chain here and there. But ideally, this tile range is also like... This one is quite good for, I guess, PvP. Alright, if you want to, you can use it for 1 SP. It is a very cheap and budget kind of character to use there. But in most cases, you go with this rotation first, you rotate this particular costume first, then you rotate this particular one after. This one is going to do 100% of the damage and 5 times, way higher than 44 times 4, right? 100 times 5, and then it also gives you the energy guard. Now the energy guard is cool and all, but you don't really need that, but it's just, oh wait. Yeah, so if you get hit 7 times, it's going to be pretty cool for you to sustain a little bit of damage, but you don't really need that per se, but still this is going to be the best costume. Now these two again is going to be what is crucial to Sylvia's rotation most of the time. I would say that you probably don't really need this particular one. Alright, it is decent, can be used for counter here and there, but we have a new counter meta character that's going to be Blade. I don't think Sylvia's counter is that impressive. You can basically get this just to complement her overall strength, but like I mentioned, it's not really a must-have, right? So if you want to get this, you can get this, but I would say maybe wait for the next one for most like players if you are running low on the Golden Thread. There's a lot of things here you can buy. You can buy the property Selective Draw. You can also, of course, buy this one, right? The monthly limit and the rest of the relevant stuff that can improve your account. So let's talk about before we talk about the Powder of Hope, let's talk about the PvP. Now, the Angel of Destruction Therese, should you get this particular one? Absolutely. This is going to be the one that you need. A very, very strong costume. Now, Therese is going to be one of the best support in the game, especially when this particular costume is going to rerun later on. Please get this when this comes back. Alright, this is going to be a limited costume. You can only obtain this once per year. Alright, it's going to come later on somewhere in, I believe, later in June or in July. But ideally, this is going to be the Therese costume that will buff both attack and magic attack. This is going to be the one that gives you SP. Alright, it is going to be one of the better ones. The knockback is whatever, is cool. You can strategize and try to plan things accordingly. If you are willing to spend a little bit more to try to expand her range, you can see she can basically be positioned in the most left or most right, and that's going to make her much more usable, right? She can also apply bleed in the form of DOT, but that's not that big of a deal. In most cases, you're just going to use this particular costume, rotate it around accordingly just to generate some SP, and that's going to be how you're going to basically use that particular one. So ideally, I would say get this particular one if you guys do not have her at... okay, so let's talk about the stopping point, right? This is going to be something that's very important. At +1, you are going to just increase the damage a little bit, right? From 100%, from 75 to 125, right? So +2, the physical is going to push you back. +3 is going to be the good one. You reduce this to 1 SP. So I would say the best stopping point is going to be +3. Alright, so everything else, you don't really need that beyond that, right? So just get her up to +3. If you are, you know, at already +3, do you want to get +4? Maybe not so, it's not going to be the top priority, right? So ideally, get the rest of the things. I'm going to buy this. I need a lot of the refining crystal. Always get that. Very, very important. And if you want to get this, you can get this as well. So that's going to be something that you can consider. I did try to do 10 pulls yesterday. Did not get what I want, sadly. So let's talk about the last one, the Powder of Hope. As you can see, we got 4 categories right here. So we got Lapis Witch Sherazad, alright, which you get 1 for free in, I believe, chapter 2, right? You are going to get this particular one at +0. Vanguard Grey, which used to be decent, right? This is going to be 5 times, right? You are going to be able to get that to be able to reduce or basically do DOT and stack chain. As you can see right now, mine is +2. If I get 1 more, I will be able to get this to +3, which is a good point to stop at because it reduces your SP overall, and then he get 1 more later on in the potential liberation as well. So reduce this all the way to 3 SP, makes it much more usable. Now, is Grey still meta? Ideally no, right? He is not really meta anymore because if you have a win character for physical, it will be Nabri, right? Nabri is going to be the one, so Grey is no longer the physical win DPS like he used to. So I would say this particular one is still going to be one of the highest damage dealing ones out of all of the other ones. So if you are interested in building a win DPS character, he can still be used for sure, right? And then one more character here that's Wind type is going to be Wind Dancer Vanaka. Now I am a big fan of this particular costume. Right now we got this DJ Vanaka running right now. This is going to be in the banner, but you also can obtain this particular Vanaka as well to complement the other one. So at least you get both of it, right? Ideally +1 is going to be, you know, preferably you can get this, but this is going to be one of the better costumes because this range is quite interesting, right? It is a very massive range, allows you to do a lot of things, has plenty of potential, especially in the tower situation, right? So both costumes used alongside with each other can be very, very strong. Also one of the top highest DPS in terms of win magic right now. So if you are building a magic team for win, either her or Dalvi, both can be used together as well. Very, very strong. I would highly recommend Wind Dancer Vanaka, right? If you haven't +5 her already, her +5, don't underestimate this particular costume, right? Even though it's just applying vulnerability, but you can see right here, it goes up like crazy, right? +1 is 3 SP, +2 is 250%, and then this is going to be +3 is going to be, you know, if you are going for the debuff, or like in this case, the this sort of like applying this debuff to the enemy, sure, +3 is a good stopping point, but if you go even higher, this is 350%, it's actually very, very decent. Now, I would say she should be your top priority, Wind Dancer Vanaka, right? Let's talk a little bit about B rank Idol Say. Now, Say's best costume is going to be this particular one. Alright, this one is the one that gives you the augmentation to buff. Now, the B rank Idol Say, now, do you really need this, right? At +3, you reduce that to 1 SP. Sure, that's good, right? At +4, you basically just increase more barrier, and +5, you just increase more barrier. Now, if you want to, you can get this out to +3. That's pretty much what you need, alright? This is also going to, as you can see, applies energy guard, but this is not like the top costume for Seer, alright? It is decent, but you don't really need that per se. I would say, yeah, if you want to, you can get up to +3. That's going to be pretty much it, just to get this occasionally to pair with your other Seer. Seer is not bad as a buffer, especially for this particular one, but it is going to be quite situational depending on how many hits the enemies can do. In most situations, Wind Dancer Vanaka should be your top priority. She's probably going to be the most useful one if you can only pick one, right? Especially if you're looking to pull for the current Vanaka. But if you don't want to, that's fine, you can save for later on, right? I do think that she's going to be the one that I encourage players to try to get. I don't think you can regret getting this one. Like, this range is really, really useful in a lot of regular PvE content. You can also benefit from that. Vanguard Grey could be the second priority depending on if you want to build Grey as a whole or not. If not, stick to Nabri for now, alright? Because the swimsuit version is going to come soon, so that's going to be what it is, right? So yeah, that's going to be my honest thoughts on this particular list of Powder of Hope. Let me know what you guys think. As always, subscribe, give this video a like. I'll see you guys soon. Have a nice day. Goodbye.